The sector I want to talk about today is the real estate sector. Now, if you actually, in fact, it was January 2024 where I was actually at the Wealth 365 event doing a talk on my favorite sectors, and I actually picked out IYR as or real estate as my favorite sector. I'm going to be diving deep into that again next week in the live session. So another great reason to register. This is starting to pick up activity again. So even though the market certainly is not out of the water yet, and there's a lot more I have to say about that topic, but within the market, there are a few sectors that are certainly seemingly much stronger than the others. There's actually three sectors that I think are head and tails above the rest. This is one of them that I'm watching the closest, one of those three. As you can see, the insider buying versus selling activity is represented in green here. This is a ratio. So how many people buying versus selling? What's the ratio? The black line you see through the middle is the average. So what we can see here is that, like it was at the beginning of last year, for those of you who've been following for a while, we've seen this start to scoop up, and we've gone from kind of below average, where there's more selling versus buying, but now we're seeing the concentration go back towards the buy side. So this is certainly an early sign of interest. Certainly it's on my radar, and why I've started taking some early positions in specific stocks that I think are very strong ideas. So that's what we're seeing, above average and a nice uptrending scenario there from the buy to sell ratio as we kick the year off. It's early, but making the right noises so far. Now, insider buying on its own doesn't mean it's the right time, like that same day, right? Insider buying is kind of painting the bigger picture of, and so what's been actually quite valuable is that price has been going down, and the further it drops, the more insider buying versus selling ratio picks up. So downward price with more insider buying conviction coming into it. So this is where the charts come in, where we take what could be a great fundamental theme and time it then with the patterns, and that's where fundamentals and technicals become a very strong marriage. So when we look at the technicals, you can see here that we certainly still do have these kind of moving averages sitting on top of the real estate sector. So one area I would be watching quite closely is to see if we kind of break through around that 94 area and close above it with strength and volume. That would also take us above the moving average, so it would be a break of both oscillation or horizontal and moving average resistance. The two resistances are at basically the same place. So a break of both of those could be a potential trading opportunity and could be the beginning of a longer term rally. So this is just a snapshot of some of the things that we could be covering in today's video that we'll be publishing later on in a couple of hours. If you get started and register right now, you'll get access to that today. If you are seeing this on Friday or later in the evening, don't worry, you'll still get the opportunity to log in and view the recording, so you won't miss any of the further insights. So again, go to acornwealthcorp.com/alert, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. And of course, we've got some great stuff coming up at the Wealth 365 event last week for my live talks and some other great speakers. I'll see you there. Happy trading.